Hello everyone, welcome back to the Goblins series. This time, we're starting Goblins 3, my favorite game in the series. Unfortunately, it's the CD version. Yeah, so that intro only exists in the CD version. I don't know why it was either added to this version or cut from the floppy version, but it really doesn't add anything to the game. There are a lot of changes in the CD version. I think I hate every single one of them. So if you haven't been watching the guest videos, this is probably the game to watch the guest videos for. Meanwhile, let's just jump right into it. So here we are. We've only got one character this time, and that's Blount there. And for some reason there's no music playing. Not that the music improves the atmosphere any. This is some of the most lost in time music ever. And that wasn't all that great. Anyway, now that we've actually got music, let's go ahead and check out what we got here. Blount, our single main character this time, is a reporter for the Goblins News. And we can see his write-ups of each room as we get to them. This is pretty much the only way you're going to find anything about the backstory of the game. We're on a journey to find King Bod and Queen Xena, who happen to be feuding. We'll try to resolve things, because that's what reporters do, right? I mean, none of that hands-off, observing reporting stuff here. Meanwhile, you might notice those clouds drifting by in an upward direction. Our ship is falling out of the sky, and we need to escape. The good news is that there is a parachute right there on the end of the wing.
I must leave this ship with the barrel that is at the stern.
So he says, but there's a parachute right at the end of the wing. Yeah, it's all comedy, but it gets kinda dark at times. So about that barrel. It doesn't look very flight-worthy. I have no idea why he's so determined to use it. So let's pick up the obvious item in the room. And use it for its obviously intended purpose. Oh, hey look, we got a coin too. That's our trusty companion throughout the game. Our companion coin. But we got a golf ball to whack. There's a lot of physical comedy in this game. There's also something hanging up on the wall there. And all we can see is the screw that's holding it in place.
It's a hook for the ropes. A screw is holding it.
Well, we don't have a screwdriver, but we do have something capable of turning screws. And with that, we can pick up the hook. Now we got other things to poke around at. The screens in this game pretty much all scroll either side to side or up and down. And there's a handy toolbox with pepper. Like that's going to be a lot of use. Let's see what else is in there. Believe it or not, that's what stumped me when I played this game as a kid. That's everything we're going to get out of the toolbox. So let's play around with some of these ropes here. There's a weight at the end of that one up there. That did a whole lot of good. And there's also one more rope next to them. Yet more physical comedy. And there's a tooth at the top of the figurehead.
This tooth would be useful. I need somebody to push me up there.
Alright, well it sounds like we're going to have to find a partner since the game hasn't seemed fit to give us one. But now we can start solving some puzzles. The hook obviously fits onto the rope loop, and now when we lower it, we'll be able to fish up whatever is down inside the ship. It's an umbrella!
I can't catch this umbrella by myself. I need help.
Once again, he needs somebody else to help him. And we'll find that at the end of the final rope. It's kinda tricky to see if you don't know to look for it. And there you have it, a parrot in a jug.
His name is Chump. The sailors locked him up because he was impossible.
Well, let's see if he's got anything else to say. And yeah, every conversation in the game works this way.
His name is Chump. The sailors locked him up because he was impossible.
Alright, that's all he's got to say, so let's get him out of that jug. Great, now he's stuck in the floor.
Chump offers to help if I get him out of there.
Alright, well, let's get him out of there then. Okay, he doesn't want to be hit. But I've got something else that'll be useful. And there you have it. We now have a partner. Not really a full character as such, but Chump can move around and do a couple of things. A little bit like the prince from the second game. Very limited in function, but he's there so that you have two characters to solve those simultaneous action puzzles like we had in the previous game. So if we have Chump lift the weight, Blount can grab the umbrella. And likewise, we'll be able to use the pair of them to get to that tooth. Now, there's a hidden switch down here at the bottom of the screen. You just kind of have to find it. and it turns one of the hands at the front of the ship into a catapult. Well, we know how catapults work in these games. And we've now got someone who can activate it while Blount is standing on the trigger. And with that, we have the tooth. Not that it's immediately obvious how it's going to do us any good, but that's everything we can pick up on the ship, so it's time to figure out how to use this barrel to leave safely. Well, clearly we need to cut the rope, which we can do with the tooth.
It would be better if I hang an umbrella on this barrel.
Well, that was the obvious first step. If I can click on the tiny hole. There we go. Well, somehow we managed to survive. I mean, they couldn't kill us so early in the game, but there are a lot of trolls here guarding this girl. In fact, there are even more trolls than we can see. Let's see what Blount has written about this occasion. Yeah, we haven't actually learned any of that yet. But we'll get there. So, first things first, let's grab our umbrella. I have a feeling we're going to need it. And let's have a chat with the locals.
Tell me, my good man, why are you here?
Well, that was rude.
Your arguments are certainly strong, but not good enough.
Yeah, we can't really do anything to any of these trolls just yet. So, let's investigate the hole that we fell through. It's full of hot air, so it's time to take advantage of some cartoon physics. Okay, not particularly useful, but we can also get up to this statue on the left. And from there, we can do this.
This poor girl is a prisoner. I must fight to free her.
That scene works a heck of a lot better with actual music.
This bunch of brutes waits for their boss to hand him the prisoner. This poor little thing is named Wynnona, and they stole from her.
I think that's all the information we're going to get from her. But now, we've actually got a purpose here. We need to rescue her from the trolls. So, let's see if we can do that.
Now that's enough. Clear the road, please.
Okay, maybe not quite that easy.
Good. That's how you're reacting. Then I'm gonna be upset. Watch out! When I get mad, I'm very impressive.
Yeah, we're gonna have to Hulk out on him, but not with our bare hands. Let's use a weapon. And it's just that easy.
Have you seen what happened to your friend?
And when we talk to them, we get hints for how to defeat them.
You're gonna have troubles too.
In this case, we just need to do the same thing that we did before. They won't be that easy from now on. Meanwhile, there's some toasted bread lying on the ground. Not of a whole lot of use by itself.
And if I give you a coin, will you let me pass?
Now, I don't really know why we're offering him a coin. We've still got the golf club. Let's just hit him with it. Yeah, he's not impressed. But if we do give him a coin as we offered, he takes his hand off his weapon to pick it up. And that's our chance. And fortunately, we can get our coin back. But he also dropped a helmet.
In this helmet, I could make crumbs, since I have no ammunition.
Well, that's fairly blatant. We just put our toast inside the helmet and crush it with a golf club. And we've got crumbs. For what purpose, I don't know.
I could put crumbs down his back.
Alright, so we need to put the crumbs down his back. But we can't really get there from in front of him. There's a bit of a trick to this. There are these springy stones on either side of the gap here. And even though there's just one guy standing in our way, it's the only way we're going to be able to get behind him. You might ask, why did we take care of those 4 guys? Well, this is the answer. Yeah, we can't even be tricky and just hit him from behind. We actually need to use the crumbs. And while he's scratching, if I can actually hold the club, this is all we get for clearing out those 4 guys. A shield. But it's protective. And there's also a hand lying on the ground. Obviously we're going to need that. So we're done on the right side of the room. And who's this fellow? He doesn't seem to want to talk to us. I think there should be a line there. I don't know why there isn't. So we can't really do anything with Fourbalus. Let's just worry about the guards that are blocking the path here.
Please, I...
Yeah, talking to these guys doesn't even give you a hint. Unless you do it twice.
Please, I...
See, we talked to him a second time.
I wouldn't trust him with my own hand.
Then we get a hint. I think the version I played, the caption was something like, I wouldn't shake hands with him using my own hand. But either way, the fake hand is a sufficient distraction for Kendo. And we get it back, because we'll need it again in the future. So now, to deal with Zembla.
He looks like he could crush his head against his neighbor's shield.
Now, the version that I played, the line there was, he looks stupid enough to sneeze himself off the side of the cliff. So, that neither on its own really gives you enough hints, but there's a branch right in front of his face.
This branch is in a good position, just in front of this brute's face.
So, the hint from this game tells us we can put the shield up there. And the hint from the other version suggests that we can make him sneeze. And we picked up in the last room just the item we need to do that. Yeah, we can't use it while standing in front of him, so we'll have to climb onto that rock behind him. Having removed the obstacle from that particular path. And now we can make him sneeze. Cocktail logic. I still don't understand it. But we've got his club. And now we can deal with the last guy who's actually standing in our path.
Please, I... This one doesn't look easy. Chump will help me.
So finally, Chump has something to do in this room. I really don't like the whole talk to them twice thing. It's not a challenge. It's just tedious. But whatever. Let's see what Chump can do. Ooh, got him to stick his tongue out. And finally, we can deal with the troll boss, Punky. Yeah, we won't even talk to him.
This one doesn't look easy. Chump will help me.
So once again, we need to get Chump involved. Not a whole lot we can really do to him while he's leaning forward, though. We're gonna need to get to that rock up above him. Alas, the ladder is missing a rung. But we've got a replacement. That's the wooden club that we picked up from Zembla. Now we can push the rock down on top of him. Once we convince him to lean forward, that is.
Since the object stopped close to him, Fourbalus got out of his hiding place and grabbed it. Wynnona ran after him.
No more guards! No more Fourbalus! Even Wynnona is gone. I was alone, but I had the unpleasant sensation of being watched.
I am King Bud. But who are you to interfere at the moment I was going to get the key of the maze from Wynnona?
Well, that was a rather unnecessary scene that was converted from a still frame in the floppy version. I don't much like it, but, well, what you gonna do? So they really did kill off the main character right at the start of the game. We are dead. And we're here in, I suppose, the land of doom and gloom. Or Deathland. And we'll just have to find a way to wake up next time. Yes, actually got music. Let's go ahead and check out what we got here. Blount, our single main character this time, is a reporter for the Goblins news. And we can see his write-ups of each room as we get to them. This is pretty much the only way you're going to find anything about the backstory of the game. We're on a journey to find King Bod and Queen Xena, who happen to be feuding. We'll try to resolve things, because that's what reporters do, right? So here we are. We've only got one character this time, and that's Blount there. And for some reason there's no music playing. Not that the music improves the atmosphere any. This is some of the most lost in time music ever. And that wasn't all that great. Anyway, now that we've that intro only exists in the CD version. I don't know why it was either added to this version or cut from the floppy version, but it really doesn't add anything to the game. There are a lot of changes in the CD version. I think I hate every single one of them. So if you haven't been watching the guest videos, this is probably the game to watch the guest videos for. Meanwhile, let's just jump right into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Goblins series. This time, we're starting Goblins 3, my favorite game in the series. Unfortunately, it's the CD version.